Hey, good morning. Good morning, Michelle. Tanya, hi. Hi. You just shoved my boobs in the camera there. Sorry. I'm running a little late today. It's raining. I slept a lot. Friday. Yeah. Hi, Rhonda. Michelle, do you work outside the home? Do you do a Monday through Friday gig? Good morning. I haven't done a Monday through Friday thing in a while, and I can tell you, I don't miss it. Hey, Mom. So, oh my gosh, you guys, did I sit down without a pen? No, I did not. Yay, just home from an appointment. Oh, nope, maybe I overslept. Just for you. I overslept because I was freaking tired. Okay, I have a lot of stuff I want to tell you about today. Not since the universe smacked down in June. Oh, God, Michelle. Not since the smackdown I haven't worked. My name is Michelle Wolf. I'm a coach for healers and helpers. I'm a writer. I'm all kinds of stuff. And rather than go through the whole list, you can check me out here at caddyshackdesigns.com. And if you can see this, I know it blurs. You can screenshot it maybe and expand it, or you can just go to the website. Hi, Linda. Oh, Linda. Across the top at caddyshackdesigns.com is a whole list of stuff. I was sleeping. Yes, you did get a smackdown. We were talking about the universal smackdown. Hey, beloved. It's so sweet. What a kind person. So Linda, my husband picked up the mail yesterday and didn't tell me there was something in it. Right. And I'm hitting the thieves oil today because the chickens were sick. And I was tired. So I want to boost my immune system with some thieves oil. Yes, ma'am. Just one second. You made me cry this morning. It's all your fault. So, first of all, for you guys who are asking about the Reiki thing, we can do a level 1 from a distance. Now, when my mom gets here, or I'll talk to her today, she's turning in her retirement notice today. I hope I can say that on here. Oops, I just did say it. Hopefully that's okay, Mom. Big life achievement, right? When you get to retire. Whoops, slipsy. A little bit of a slipsy. Yeah, too late. Yay! Okay, so Mom's retiring. So I'll talk to her about doing a level 1 Reiki attunement for the people who have been anxious for that. But the bigger news is she's getting downloads on a different energy healing system that we don't know about yet. Reiki is important, but it's beyond Reiki, and it's just coming into her. She's the one that got the mala from Sarah, the big Peruvian opal one, packed a lot of power, and so her downloads are starting. Yeah, hey Sarah, we're just talking about the mala. So Mom got the opal mala. She's getting downloads on a new energy system that are just, she was going to wait till she was retired, but it's just, hey, her downloads for this new energy healing system are just coming in. I think the mala kind of popped the cork. Yeah. So powerful, Tanya. So beautiful, so powerful. I can't wait to see it. So we'll do the level 1 Reiki attunement on Periscope. Haven't figured out yet how to do that, but we'll do it Sunday afternoon. I think we can swing that sometime while she's here, so we can be together. I think what I'll have her do is use me as like a surrogate you and go through an attunement process, but you'll be visualizing it. You need a mala. Must discuss Reiki attunement. It may be different, a sacred gift, not Reiki, but some people want Reiki, so we can talk about that. So maybe we could do both. We could do a traditional Reiki for those people who've been really wanting that. Oh, you have a mala coming to you? Yeah, the new stuff. Right, but some people, let's talk about it later. There may be some people that want traditional Reiki. I'm suspecting there's more people that are going to want the new stuff. So, but let's hammer that out later because I have a lot to cover. Speaking of malas, I had some happy tears. Oh, offline. Yeah. Well, maybe we can do. Let's talk about it later. Maybe we can do the level 1 Reiki attunement on Periscope and the other stuff offline. Oh, I'm sorry, Michelle. I'm not tracking you very well. I apologize. You're sending the energy to attract a mala. Well, these malas have been around, floating around, and I haven't been super attracted to one. And this morning I found out why. Because all the way from Puerto Rico, and it made me cry, happy tears, I got this today. It came yesterday, and it was on the table this morning. Look at this. Linda, you made me cry happy tears. And you make me choke up now. Linda made a mala, her first one, I think. And she even had to take it apart and redo it. Restring it because it wasn't quite right. Say what? What the what? The first one she ever made, and I got gifted with it. I feel so completely blessed. Like Sarah says, I am whelmed with gratitude. We've been so blessed. So blessed. I get blessed every day. And now this beautiful, beautiful howlite mala is here. I'm going to wear it right now. Oh, I love it. I don't think, my head is so giant, I don't think I can get it. Oh yeah, I can. I have such a big head. Oh, I just cried this morning, you guys. I was running late, I was scampering around, I was like, oh, there's something in the mail. And then I opened it and here this beautiful thing was. So I'm going to read to you about it. She sent me this awesome letter. Linda, I'm so terrible on the phone, but I'm not a great phone person, but I will call you after this because I want to say thank you to you. Again. Oh, no, I'm calling you. Oh, I'm calling you, whether you like it or not. So let me read to you about this, because we're talking about prayer today. See how it all fits together. I just love it. It's so sweet. So sweet. And today's reading is about prayer. And here are some prayer beads in the mail, and there's prayer beads flying all over the world, literally, because Linda's in Puerto Rico. Oh, I just love it. You guys, it feels like, it feels like little tiny round bits of heaven. I'm not even kidding. It feels like so soothing. So she sends this letter. It's beautiful. It's perfect. And white. I love white and light. It's not exactly white. It's more like a cream color, but okay. A little round bits of heaven. Heaven made tangible for me to play with. I love it. I can't stop touching it. Linda, I'm not kidding. I'm like teary again. Let me see if I can get myself together. The mantra is, and it's so perfect. Linda, I just can't even tell you how perfect it all is. I am a co-creator with the universe. I tap into universal energy to serve myself and others. Which is really what my life has become. Like, I have totally let go of my business as a business. It works. It's a great mantra, wherever it came from. Wherever it came from, Sarah, or off the back of a cereal package. You're awesome. You're awesome. The stone is howlite, and its properties are patience, ambitions, and dreams. And over the prayer bead, her prayer for me is that I continue to be Linda, damn it. Continue to be a healing light over myself and others. I'm a little bit clumped. And to be compassionate and continue creating. So, that's where we're starting today, with a little drama. A little happy drama. Oh, you don't even know, girl. You don't even know. Okay, I have a little moment. There. The irony in all of this is all the things going around. Thank you. All the things going around the last few days about prayer in general. Oh, it's hard to get Michelle to cry. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, tears for all. Oh, yeah. I cry a lot in private. Not so much anymore. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. But yeah, it's hard to get me to cry in public. I can usually choke it back. I have a lot of training in maintaining emotions as a therapist, and then working with the hard populations I worked with, you didn't dare show emotion. Plus, my family is German, so you don't show emotion. So yeah, score 20 million for Linda, because it is hard to get me to cry. But you really touched my heart. So, oh yeah, they're happy tears. Prayer, answers to prayers. Tangible answers to prayers and intangible answers to prayers. That's what all these things are flying around. Like, stuff is coming in the mail, like Janice in a tripod. She's donating an extra book, which, oh my gosh, let me remember. Next Monday, book giveaway. 2 copies of Stephen Pressfield's Do the Work. Okay, just a reminder. You guys be here next Monday, snag a copy of a book. Prayer sometimes is a struggle for people, along with the word God. So Allie Kennedy was talking yesterday on the Scope about the word God and how difficult it is for some people, including some of us. If we were punished with God, if we went to a punitive church and were punished with the Bible, or punished with the concept of God, man's concept of God, let's say, that word can be hard for us. So I switch it up in here, but I'm comfortable with the word God now. It's okay. If you're not comfortable with it, we'll do a scope at some point and talk more about that and see if we can demagnetize the negativity off that word, if you want. But prayer can be the same. If your only version of prayer is hands folded, head bowed, yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm glad to hear that. And I know it was not a comfortable word before. So that's good. That's great. Because we have enough things that trigger us. Anything that we can destigmatize is helpful. So the word God, the word prayer can be the same. Like if we think of prayer as, oh good, that we keep asking for stuff and not getting it, so therefore prayer doesn't work and God's an idiot or an asshole or whatever, we can get stuck and we can lose the value of prayer. The problem with most people's concept of prayer is praying to an external source to be given back externally. And it doesn't work that way. You can't ask a cosmic daddy to bring you a new car and get it. I mean, you might get it, but I would suspect that'd be a random act. That's not how prayer works, in my opinion. My disclaimer is, these are all my opinions, so you get to listen to them. Or, yeah, no, there's no cosmic daddy in the sky that's going to hand out candy if you're a good person. It doesn't work like that, but we can still have that concept deep within us. Yeah. Today's reading today is, there are many answers you have already received, but have not yet heard. I assure you that they are there waiting for you. All the prayers you've ever prayed have been answered in energy. And the making of those energetic things manifest has to do with us and our blocks and how much happiness we can allow in, which, let me tell you, my happiness threshold is being stretched on a daily basis because it was pretty low, the level of happiness I could tolerate. This comes from the text, chapter 9. So up at the top it'll say chapter 9, section 2 of chapter 9, verse 3. And then there's a little bit more in there I'm going to read to you. But yeah, if you're following along in the book, in the section of text, chapter 9, section 2, verse 3. Prayer is when you pray from a space of already having it, that's when prayer can come to you. And that's where Desire Map works, is it gets you into the space, and not just Desire Map, any method you want to use. You're welcome. When you get into the space of already having what you're praying for, which would mean reaching for the emotion or the essence of what it is and doing whatever you can to keep yourself in that place of the essence of it, then if you think that we are magnets, go talk to your boss, go retire. Blessings on you and your boss, because she's going to freak out. Love right back to you. Okay, so let me read to you a little bit about the book. Oh my gosh, guys, she's going in to retire right now. And the mala came in this cute little burlap bag, too. Oh, Linda. Linda, is Lindita a nickname? Like Ita, when Ita gets tossed on as something affectionate? Chapter 9. The Bible emphasizes, oh, that's so cute. Lindita. The Bible emphasizes that all prayer is answered, and this is true. Yes, ask away. I'm so sorry it keeps freezing. I was having a lot of trouble the last few days. What book that we're reading from? Oh, the book we read from is Holy Shift. I stopped putting it in the title. It's sections from A Course in Miracles. So it's pieces of this, A Course in Miracles, which you can get online for free, or you can get yourself this heavy book that weighs about 50 pounds. But you can get it on free. If you Google A Course in Miracles, you can find it free. And so we're reading a little section from the book Holy Shift, and then we look it up and read the more of the whole thing. Now, the text is way too long for me to read, but I want to read the section it's referring to. The very fact that the Holy Spirit has been asked for anything ensures a response. Yet, this is important, it's equally certain that no response given by him will ever be one that would increase fear. It is possible that his answer will not be heard. So if you're asking for something that's going to increase your fear or have a devastating effect on your life, you're not going to hear the answer. It is impossible, however, that the answer is lost. It's impossible, however, that it will be lost. There are many answers you have already received but have not yet heard. I assure you they are waiting for you. So when he means that, when they're saying that you haven't heard the answer, you haven't received the answer and let it become manifest. If you would know your prayers are answered, never doubt a son of God, each other. Do not question him, do not confound him, for your faith in him is your faith in yourself. Thank God for unanswered prayers too. Yeah, absolutely. I can certainly think of some unanswered prayers that I'm very grateful didn't come true. Yikes, mostly around men who are unavailable. Yuck. Many answers you have not yet heard. You haven't heard them because you aren't a match to them. Oh, we love some Garth Brooks around here. Well, I do. My husband hates country music. You haven't heard them because either they're going to activate your fear to the point that you're going to wreck your life, or which is also that you're not a match to them. They can't come if you're not in the same space that your answer is in. So if you're praying for something, say a new job, You're praying for a new job. Do you want a new job because you want a new job, or do you want an increase in your income, or is it about money? Like, you kind of have to dig around. And if it's about money, is the feeling you're reaching for a feeling of security, that things are taken care of? And if that's the case, you can feel the relief of knowing things are taken care of right now in this moment, which means you're then a match, an emotional essence level match to what you're praying for. The more you can maintain that, the faster it can come to you, because we're magnets, right? If I'm radiating something, I only get what matches what I'm radiating. Okay, so prayer's not I ask and God gives to me. It's I ask and then I match the answer. Then I can hear it. We don't hear the answer to the prayers because we can't hear them if we're not a match. You will unite with the truth in him, and his words will be true. And as you hear him, you will hear me. Listening to truth is the only way you can hear it and know it. Your decision about... I missed a comment. I'm sorry, guys. Your decision about your brother determines the message you receive. So if I'm praying for a change in another person, my prayer is most likely not going to be answered, because my decision about the person I'm praying about is already influencing what can become possible. You can't pray for change in another person, but you can pray for change in yourself to feel what you want to feel from that person. Byron Katie has a book called I Need Your Love, Is It True? If we're praying for someone to love us, again, it can't come. Because we've already decided that person doesn't love us, or we wouldn't be praying for them to change and love us. So see, you can't, it's a subtlety. It's a subtle little twist that it just cannot happen. So say, let's think of an example. So say I have a boss that hates me, or I feel like hates me, and I would like him or her to appreciate me. My walking around thinking and spending my energy on how they don't appreciate me absolutely puts a wall up between me and the answer to my prayer, which is appreciation. So you have to let go of how. If I'm praying for another person to show me appreciation and love, it may not be the person that I'm asking it to come from. First, I have to get in the alignment and the ability to accept appreciation and love, and then recognize it's probably already coming to me from other people. Maybe not the person I'm praying about, but it's already in my life, most likely. And that's where my focus needs to be. And my focus needs to be on feeling as if. The how kills me because that's not something to do with me, right? It's so hard to grasp because you don't have any control over it. So normally, if you want something, you want a burrito, you stand up, you go to the kitchen, you make a burrito. You want a Coke, you stand up, you get in the car, you drive 15 minutes down to the dollar store because you've chosen to live in the middle of nowhere. Actually, 15 minutes, like 35, 40 minutes round trip just to get a stinking Coke. And I don't keep them in the house for a reason. I gotta really want one to go get one. But normally if you want something, you stand up and you go get it. You make it happen. I know it's ridiculous. There's a cost for living in paradise. There's a cost associated. I want X. I stand up, I walk in the world, I reach out and I get X, and I come home with it and I have it. Ask then for the match to come into alignment instead of that thing you think you want. Yes. Ask for yourself. Oh, you hated the boonies? There's definitely a cost. Rhonda, you're in Florida, right? Michelle, you try to generate the answer in yourself. So you imagine, okay, when I was with the worst, oh, I'm so sorry you hit a bear. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ooh, that's got to be the worst. One of my biggest nightmares is hitting an animal. We have a lot of bear and deer, and I'm just terrified, first of all, for their sake, and then second of all, for my sake, because it could kill me if I run into them. I go really slow in the dark. I'm a granny driver in the dark because I'm so scared of running over an animal. Yeah. Okay, so your prayer. Oh, dear. Oh. And then you let yourself reach for the feeling that you would have if you had it handed to you right now. Yeah, I really like to follow other cars because I'd rather, isn't that horrible? I'd rather they hit the deer instead of me. I don't want to do it. I'm a freaking basket case if I run over a rabbit, like literally a basket case. So say one of the worst periods of my adult life was in Arizona. My dad, it's a long story. Bottom line, we moved out there and we got basically dumped in a sense. We had to scramble to find jobs. My husband had a really hard time finding a job. I can find a job anywhere usually with my credentials. It's not usually a job I want, but I can usually find something. But it takes a couple months because my jobs tend to be with government agencies and they take time. So we were pretty destitute. Like we were food bank destitute. We were in real trouble out there. My sister helped us. My mom helped us. It took us a while to get everything together to go back to Colorado. But during that time, my faith in these processes, in the processes of true prayer, was really refined and honed out of desperation. We were desperate. We were in a house with no air conditioning in Arizona. Oh, guys, it was a horrible time. I had 2 dogs catch valley fever, and I couldn't take them to the vet. They both lived, but it was like round-the-clock nursing. And we lived in a little barrio, and I got like home remedies from the people who knew how to use the plants in the area. Anyway, I got to put these concepts to test in some harsh circumstances. This was years ago. And then this year, I remembered that I wasn't consistently doing them, and I have been this year. So I was doing them when circumstances were bad instead of doing them all the time. So what I did was every day, it's desperate times. So every day I went to the coffee shop. It was difficult. It was very difficult. And I had money from my mom to go to the coffee shop so I could, get out of the environment. It's so hard. Sometimes you have to you get out of the environment and it's hard. I'm not saying that the letting go of how is easy because it's not easy at all, letting go of how. So I'd have to sit there and work on getting my emotions calm because my primary emotion was fear. So much fear. Like you would have thought someone literally had a gun to my head. I was in so much fear. And it was completely irrational. We weren't going to die. We were setting things up to get back to Colorado. It was going to take some time. And our circumstances were harsh. My relationship with my father completely fell apart. It was a disaster. The whole trip was a disaster. And looking back, of course, there's tons of good things I can take from it. But, so I had to get calm. And then I had to reach for the feeling of relief, is what Esther Hicks calls it. You reach for the feeling of relief. Like you're locked in fear, you're locked in anger, you're locked in pain. And then you get what it is you think will release you from that pain, and you just relax. You can do that right now. When you're in traffic, or you're looking at the want ads and you don't see anything that's going to work, or you're looking at your bank balance and it's getting smaller, and you go, you immediately reach for, love. You imagine that the answer has just come to you, and you imagine the relief that you would feel, and you go ahead and give yourself that. And you do whatever it takes throughout the day when the bank balance crosses your mind and you tense up again. You do whatever you can to again go, oh, I don't have to feel like this. It's not going to help anything. My walking around like tense and gritting my teeth is not going to change my bank balance. But my walking around in a state of relaxation and love opens the way for my bank balance to change. And it's several times a day. My little book, that's coming out October 9th, is the eight ways to structure this stuff into your day so that you remember, so that you set up triggers for yourself to remember that you're reaching for the feeling of what you want as if you already have it. It was so nice to have you demonstrate this. Oh, good. It was hard for me to get how to do this. Yes, it's very hard to think about it in practical terms. It's hard to get it in practical terms. So, a good resource for people asking these kinds of questions and getting answered in the same way over and over is Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks. She's on YouTube. You may have heard people reference Abraham Hicks. She channels a group of energy she calls Abraham. I think channelers are just channeling their own higher wisdom, but, whatever, however you define that. So she has a lot of tapes, and there's a lot of recordings you can listen to where people ask these questions, like, but what about, my bills aren't being paid, and she'll answer it. Sometimes her language is difficult to understand in practical terms. So although I'm not particularly happy that we went through that in Arizona, can you guys hear that soothing clicking? Yeah. I am happy to have had the experience of being extremely afraid and extremely upset, and the process of calming myself down. And sometimes, here's a little practical tool you can use for this. If you've got something going on that's upset you, like Linda's situation the other day, or Michelle, if you're worried about your I'm not saying that you are, but if you are worried about your bank balance or anything, take a notebook and your pen, and you write down all the yucky parts first, okay? You just write, this situation blows because, this situation has me so upset because, and you just, you word vomit on paper. You just, get all the down on paper. Once you do that, you'll find at some point while you're writing, you'll take a deep breath just naturally. You'll just naturally sit back a little. You had some things this morning, you're going to do this. You're welcome. You're worried you don't know what to do next. I was just negative talking to myself. I have nothing of value. Then I stopped and said, God, use me. The most powerful thing that you can do is say, use me. Change me. Don't worry about changing the environment. Change me. Because the only point of power is you. So if you can allow God to have his way with you, so to speak, you can be changed so that you can open to hear the answer to the prayer that's already there waiting for you to hear it. You can't hear it. You ever tried to talk to a toddler who's screaming for something, and you're trying to give it to them, but they're so busy screaming their little gnarly heads off that they can't even see you're trying to give them the cookie or whatever it is. So that's kind of how it works. The universe is trying to give us the cookie, but we're like this. We're screaming. Our eyes are closed. Our hands are over our ears. We can't even hear it. We can't even hear that God's trying to give us a cookie. We can't even see it. We can't hear it because we're locked up. So write it all out and then go for what you want. I write as if you've already got it so you can generate the feeling of already having it. So you write out this person hurt my feelings. They're awful. I hate them. I wish they'd go away. I wish they'd appreciate me. I wish they'd love me. You write until you don't have any negative left, and you find your body naturally relaxing and taking a deep breath, and then you write, what I want is to feel appreciated, and I'm going to let go of how that happens, and I'm going to look for things to appreciate in my life right now, and I'm going to think about the people who already give me what I'm wanting from this other person, and I'm going to appreciate that I have a pen and a paper to write with, and I'm going to appreciate that I'm not picking cotton in the fields, and I have time to do these things and raise my children in a world where people are not going to come into my house at night and kill me in front of my kids, generally speaking. Gratitude at night is really good. We have so much to appreciate. We can, even the big things like getting mall beads in the mail, or getting a tripod, or getting cool stuff just handed to you. We can appreciate the fact that we have smartphones and can talk to each other, that we have internet access and can help each other. That's a gift, and it's a richness that a lot of people don't have. Gratitude at night is good because it puts you going to sleep in a really good space. Sometimes I can't do gratitude at night because then I get all happy and excited and I can't sleep. So for a job, you would write out all the fears that you have about not having a job. And think about if you're reaching for a job or if you're reaching for an income. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful having your kids do it too. If you're reaching for a job because you need an income, take it one step deeper and reach for the income. And let go of how that's going to come. I love that guys are doing gratitude with your kids. I lost my pen again. Oh, I dropped it. I don't really need it. Okay? Does that make sense? So you ask the prayer and then you let go of how it's going to come. Let's see. Just going to see if anything else popped out. Let's see. Let me just glance here. Everyone. Oh my gosh. Okay. Everyone who ever tried to use prayer to ask for something has experienced what appears to be failure. Oh, 13 and 15. I love teenagers. This is not only true in connection with specific things that might be harmful, but also in connection with requests that are strictly in line with this course. Let us suppose then that what you ask of the Holy Spirit is what you really want, but you're still afraid of it. Should this be the case, your attainment will not be what you really want. Oh, I know, right? I got through the teenage years. It was horrendous. But I worked with teenagers. That was my primary population for years. I know, right? You just want to get rid of them. My mom always said children should be buried when they're 3 and dug up when they're 21. Because the years from 3 through 21 are pretty hard. I worked with teenagers by choice. And people fall in the populations they can handle. When you put someone with teenagers that doesn't like teenagers, it's disaster. But teenagers teach you to stop ordering. Yeah, well, my own was definitely a challenge. Yeah, such a challenge. But teenagers teach you to not say issue orders. If you can give teenagers choices, just like when they're toddlers, do you want the red coat or the blue coat? You're going to take a coat. Which coat do you want, the red one or the blue one? If you can give teenagers choices and let them have the illusion that they have control, life is a little easier. A little. easier. A little easier. What happens is we get in our emotions and we issue an order to a teenager, and they immediately are like, oh, yeah? Oh, you think so? No. That's not how it's going down. And then they make your life hell. So, question. So my mom is getting these downloads on this new energy thing. So I'm suspecting she's going to want to do that instead of level 1 Reiki. So my question to you guys to think about over the next few days is, do you want level 1 Reiki so that you have a framework to hang it on? It also sounds like her new thing she doesn't want to do online right now. So let's do this, because if she doesn't want to do a level 1 Reiki attunement, I can. I want to do the new one all about the designer brand, right? Yeah, I don't think she's going to want to do that one online right now. But so for in the near future, October 11th, probably in the afternoon or evening, let's plan on a level 1 Reiki attunement via this method, via Periscope. And I'll convince her to do it. It's a Sunday afternoon, the 11th. She's still in Colorado. We just moved to Georgia from Colorado. We lived there for 25 years. I'm from Texas, went to Colorado, stayed there, bounced back and forth to Arizona a couple of times, and then came out here. So the South is not unfamiliar to me. But my husband is born and raised in Colorado. Colorado is beautiful. Stunning. Yay! October 10th. 10/10. That's my sister, too. So, book giveaway Monday. It's coming Monday. And then the following Sunday, level 1 Reiki attunement. And the book, the $2 book, is on sale. gum.co/8ways, number 8, WAYS. gum.co/8ways is on sale for pre-order. Oh, cool. I saw a couple of pre-orders had come in. I think there's 3 pre-orders. It's 8 practical ways to keep this stuff daily in your mind. So when you're trying to adjust the way you pray, when you're trying to make a change of any kind, it's just the practical ways that we talk about just gathered together in one book. And now I got to go write it. It's all up here, but I got to get it down on paper. Book giveaway, Reiki attunement. We did our thing on prayer. Work on letting go of how. Do it desire map style. Reach for the essence. Don't look for a job if what you really want is an income. The income might come through a job, but it might come some other way. Don't box the universe in. Let go of how so it can come to you. And say to the universe, change me. Everything's out there. I'm just change me and help me be more open. Use me for a force of peace in the world or whatever. And then be prepared. Oh my. Sitting in no cubicle no more. There's nothing more soul crushing than cubby land, cubicle land. Oh, so crushing to the soul. Ooh, so awful. Cubicles are awful. I'll give the state of Arizona this. Their government employees, if they can work from home, they do work from home, which is perfect for a person like me. Oh, yeah. So you had hints to get out of the soul-crushing environment, and you didn't, and then you got forcibly removed. Working from home is good for an introvert. It's not so good for the people who really need the stimulation of physical interacting with other people, but I really enjoyed it. Oh. Yikes, you got set free. Let's view it that way. You got set free. The door to the cage was opened, and you got the cosmic little boot out. So now you can fly free. Yeah. Yeah, working from home doesn't work for everyone. If you need to be around other people, if you're more of an extroverted type that gets your energy restored from being around other people, working from home doesn't work. But there you have it. Pray and let go of the how. Pray, meaning generate in yourself the emotion of what you're trying to get. Security. Yay! Yeah, it's good. It's always good. The more you can maintain that belief that what happened is good, the faster it's going to change. Reach for the feeling of what you want. Reach for the feeling of relief. Esther Hicks says, reach for the thought that feels best, as best you can in every moment. Thank you, Linda. I'm going to give you a phone. I'm going to call you. I'm going to wrap this stuff up and then give you a call. I really, really, really appreciate this. I appreciate all the energy I get from you guys every morning. The depth of my gratitude, there's no words for it. There just isn't. So, alrighty. This is Howlite. Where's my... It's for... Here. I'll just run over it real quick again. Oh, definitely. I would welcome that. Okay, so Howlite Stone. Patience, ambitions, and dreams is what Howlite is for. And the sounds of the beads clicking together is really soothing. Really soothing sound. Okay, my lovelies. I will see you tomorrow, Saturday morning. And we'll probably talk about prayer again because that section is huge and I want to read it again and see if something else significant pops out. So for me with books is where my intuition is the strongest and sections in a paragraph will just pop out. So yeah, have a great weekend. If you can join us tomorrow, that would be great. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for all the beautiful, beautiful hearts and all the love. I so appreciate it. So appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for joining. Okay, talk to you soon.